Your refrigerator is designed to die. Not in 20 years, not in 15, in 8. And the people who built it knew exactly what they were doing when they made that decision. If your appliances keep breaking down before they should, if you bought something that lasted 3 years and cost you $1,000, drop a comment right now. Tell me what it was. Tell me how long it lasted, because you are not alone and this channel needs to hear from you. Let us talk about it together. In 1985, the average American refrigerator lasted 22 years. Today, the industry average is 8. That collapse did not happen because engineering got harder. It happened because a group of men in boardrooms made a deliberate calculation. A machine that lasts 20 years can only be sold once. A machine that lasts 8 years gets sold 3 times in the same period. The math is simple. The decision was made, and the knowledge of what used to exist, how appliances were actually built before that decision, was allowed to quietly disappear. This is the story of planned obsolescence. The engineering philosophy the appliance industry adopted and then buried under 40 years of marketing, and the 5 refrigerator brands that refused to make that calculation. The ones that repair technicians, people who see every failure up close, recommend to their own families. Welcome to Lost Skills. This is where the knowledge they buried comes back. If this matters to you, subscribe and ring the bell. Before we get into the brands, you need to understand what changed and when. Because this was not a gradual drift, it was a coordinated shift. In 1924, a group of the largest manufacturers in the world, including General Electric, Philips, and Osram, formed what became known as the Phoebus Cartel. Their explicit, documented purpose was to limit the lifespan of the products they sold. Light bulbs at that time lasted around 2,500 hours. The cartel set a maximum of 1,000 hours and fined members who exceeded it. This is not a theory. The documents exist. The fines were collected. The meetings were held. The Phoebus Cartel was a proof of concept the entire manufacturing world was watching. If you could shorten the life of a product by half and face no meaningful consequence, you did not just have a product, you had a revenue engine. And the appliance industry spent the next 50 years quietly engineering that same principle into refrigerators, washing machines, and dryers. General Motors design chief Alfred Sloan gave this principle its name in 1924. The same year the cartel formed. He called it planned obsolescence. The deliberate design of a product to become non-functional within a defined period so the consumer is compelled to purchase again. Sloan applied it to cars. The cartel applied it to light bulbs. The appliance industry applied it to everything inside your kitchen. Stay with me, because the numbers are about to make something very clear. But first, everything you are hearing is just the surface of what has been buried. At Lost Skills, we have assembled the complete picture, the engineering principles that made appliances last 30 years, the specific materials quietly replaced with cheaper alternatives after 1990, the repair techniques appliance technicians use to extend machine life by a decade, and that no manufacturer wants you to know. The brands and model numbers with documented long-term reliability records going back 40 years. All of it in one place. The link is in the description, but stay right here. This video is just beginning. Now, the brands. Repair technicians have a list. They do not publish it, they do not advertise it. But ask any technician who has spent 15 years opening machines and diagnosing failures and ordering parts that no longer exist. They will give you the same 5 names. Brand number 1. Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero has been building refrigerators in Madison, Wisconsin since 1945. They have never been acquired by a conglomerate. They have never moved production overseas to cut costs. They have never replaced their engineering department with a margin optimization team. The result is a refrigerator with a documented average lifespan of 20 to 27 years. Sub-Zero uses a dual compressor system. One compressor runs the refrigerator compartment. A separate compressor runs the freezer. In every other mainstream refrigerator brand today, a single compressor handles both. When that single compressor fails, you lose everything simultaneously. In a Sub-Zero, one side fails while the other continues running. The failed unit can be diagnosed and repaired independently. Sub-Zero manufactures and services their own compressors. Parts are stocked. Repair is possible. This is a deliberate corporate decision to support the product after the sale. That decision is now so rare it reads as extraordinary. A Sub-Zero costs between $7,000 and $13,000. That sounds expensive until you calculate the alternative. 3 replacement cycles over 25 years at $1,500 each, plus installation, plus food lost during each failure, approaches $6,000 to $8,000. Sub-Zero costs more upfront and less over time. Repair technicians do not recommend Sub-Zero because they profit from servicing it. They recommend Sub-Zero because working machines do not generate service calls. A technician recommending Sub-Zero is recommending themselves out of revenue. That is the strongest endorsement a brand can receive. Brand number 2. Whirlpool, but only one specific configuration. Whirlpool is the largest appliance manufacturer in the United States. That scale has created a market where some Whirlpool products are genuinely reliable and some are among the worst appliances sold in America today. The configuration repair technicians recommend is specific: the top freezer model, no ice maker, no water dispenser, no internet connection, no touch screen. That refrigerator is one of the most reliable appliances currently manufactured in the United States. The reason is mechanical simplicity so complete it borders on elegant. A top freezer Whirlpool contains 1 compressor, 2 compartments, a thermostat, and a fan. Components that wear out, a door seal, a thermostat, a fan motor, cost between $20 and $80 and can be replaced by any technician in under an hour. Consumer Reports has ranked Whirlpool top freezer models among the highest for predicted reliability across all refrigerator categories for 15 consecutive years. The reliability disappears the moment complexity enters. French door models, side-by-side configurations, bottom freezer drawers, built-in ice makers, smart displays. Every added layer is a layer of failure probability. Repair technicians have a rule for refrigerators the appliance industry does not want repeated. The more it does, the sooner it dies. The Whirlpool top freezer does one thing: it keeps food cold for 15 to 20 years. Brand number 3. Maytag. But only machines built before 2006. Maytag was founded in Newton, Iowa in 1893. For over a century, it built the most documented reliability record in American appliance history. The Maytag repairman was not a marketing invention. He represented a documented reality, that Maytag products failed so rarely the technician had nothing to do. That campaign ran for decades because the machines kept proving it true. In 2006, Whirlpool acquired Maytag for approximately $2 billion. The name survived. The engineering did not. Post-acquisition Maytag refrigerators run on Whirlpool platforms with Whirlpool failure rates. Consumer Reports now rates Maytag refrigerators significantly below the brand's own historical performance. The reliability that made the name worth $2 billion was systematically removed from the product within one product cycle. So why is Maytag on this list? Because a pre-2006 Maytag found in a used appliance shop, an estate sale, or still running in someone's garage is one of the most durable refrigerators ever built in the United States. Technicians service Maytag units from the 1980s, still running their original compressors. Parts remain available. The engineering holds. If you find a pre-2006 Maytag in good operating condition, buy it. If you see a new Maytag at a retailer, walk past it. You are paying for a memory. Brand number 4. Miele. Miele is a German appliance company founded in 1899. It has never been publicly traded. It has never been acquired. It is still owned by the same 2 founding families after 125 years. That ownership structure matters in a way that goes beyond sentiment. A publicly traded company answers to shareholders on a quarterly basis. That pressure, consistent, relentless, mathematically precise, is what drove every American appliance manufacturer to shorten product lifespans after 1990. The math of planned obsolescence is the math of quarterly returns. Remove the quarterly return requirement and the incentive for planned obsolescence largely disappears. Miele tests each appliance to the equivalent of 20 years of use before it ships. This is an engineering standard the company has maintained and documented since 1984. Replacement parts are stocked for a minimum of 15 years after any product is discontinued. A Miele refrigerator starts around $3,000. Repair technicians who work on Miele products report a consistent pattern. The calls they receive are almost never about failure. They are about maintenance on machines running for 15 or 20 years that the owner wants to keep running for another decade. That is what the appliance industry looked like before the calculation was made. Brand number 5, LG, but only specific models built after a specific date. LG introduced its linear compressor in 2001. The concept was sound: fewer moving parts, lower energy use, quieter operation. In practice, early implementations failed at rates that generated a class action lawsuit settled in 2022, covering millions of refrigerators. Compressor failures appeared between 3 and 7 years into ownership. LG's initial response was denial. The settlement required extended warranties and replacement coverage. After the lawsuit, LG revised the compressor design. Post-2022 LG refrigerators with the updated compressor carry a 10-year compressor warranty, the longest in the mainstream market. Technicians tracking field failure rates are seeing measurably fewer early failures in the updated units. This is not a blanket endorsement. French door configurations with built-in ice makers still carry documented failure rates. The recommendation is specific. A post-2022 LG with the updated linear compressor in a configuration without a built-in ice maker is a credible long-term option at a mainstream price. Know what you are buying. Know when it was built. Know what the warranty covers. Now. Here is what all 5 brands share. And here is why the appliance industry does not want this list to exist. Every brand on this list either refuses to add complexity that generates failure or charges a price reflecting the true cost of building something that lasts or operates outside the quarterly earnings pressure that made planned obsolescence mathematically inevitable, or rebuilt its product after litigation proved the original design insufficient. The brands not on this list share the opposite. They added features that break. They reduced material quality to hit price points. They replaced engineering departments with procurement departments. And they have spent 40 years teaching the American consumer to accept 8 years as normal, and to call the $1,200 refrigerator that died in year 7 a good value because it was cheap at purchase. It was not a good value. It was a subscription disguised as an appliance. And the knowledge of what a real appliance looks like, how it is built, how long it lasts, what it actually costs over time, was allowed to disappear because that knowledge costs the industry billions every replacement cycle. A Sub-Zero that lasts 25 years is one sale. 3 budget refrigerators over the same period are 3 sales, 3 delivery fees, 3 installation charges, 3 disposal costs, all paid by you. Your grandparents bought 1 refrigerator. They handed it to their children. This was not nostalgia. This was engineering that existed before the calculation. That engineering still exists. 5 brands still build it, or built it before it was erased. The repair technicians know which ones. And now, so do you. If your appliances have been failing too soon, if you replaced the same machine twice in a decade and felt something was wrong, drop it in the comments. Tell me what you owned and how long it lasted. This channel is building that record. Because what the industry calls a normal lifespan and what is actually possible are 2 very different things. Subscribe. Share this with someone about to make a purchase they should not make. Every person who sees this list before they buy is 1 fewer replacement cycle the industry gets to collect. The next vault opens soon. What is inside has been buried even longer.